Happy Friday. This is Cynthia Thurlow. I am jumping on to bring up one of the most common complaints I will get from potential or existing female clients. For those that are jumping on board, we're going to talk about bloating, why it happens, how to address it. But this is definitely number two to the concerns about weight gain for one of the most popular reasons clients will come to me, or even my existing clients will express concerns when they're dealing with belly bloat. So first and foremost, you want to really think about what foods you're eating that could be contributing to this. And it could be as simple as something like artificial sugars that you'll find in non-sugar sweetened gum. You will find things like inulin that is in what appears to be relatively benign chocolates that are out there, super bloating. You see things in Fiber One bars that sometimes for many, many people can feel like they have swallowed a balloon because they are so bloated and uncomfortable. So you want to be thinking about what's been added to foods that are on the market and are actually available to us that can be contributing to bloat. Next, I see a lot of bloating when people are consuming foods that are carbohydrate dense. So whether it's gluten or grains, specific fruits or vegetables, oftentimes it can be specific to the actual foods themselves. Also very common to see this with sugar alcohols. Sugar alcohols are either sugar or alcohols, but you'll oftentimes see that as well. I know that dairy is also incredibly inflammatory for many people, and that can also contribute to this issue as well. I want you to really think about the fact that if you're not properly relaxed when you're eating your food, that your body cannot be stressed and digest. So if you are standing up while you're feeding your children, if you are in your car driving, if you are having an argument with someone, I can't imagine why you want to eat at that point, but if you are dealing with those kinds of stressors, your body is not equipped to be able to digest your food. You cannot be stressed and digest. If you take nothing else away from this, you cannot be stressed and digest your food. Now, obviously, there are more concerning reasons why you can be bloated. And so most commonly, I'm starting to see more and more women that are impacted by gut imbalances, either dysbiosis, which is a fancy way of talking about non-beneficial to beneficial bacteria in the gut that can be hugely problematic, things like Helicobacter pylori, as well as small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, super common. Candida can also drive these issues. So I want you to really consider and think about what is going on. Is it something as simple as sugarless gum, or is it something really more concerning that's at issue? And one way that you can really look at this is if you're able to pinpoint it's one particular food that's provoking that symptom, and when you take it out of your diet, if it goes away, that's obviously less concerning. But if it is persistent, if you have a midday pooch, if you have a food baby, we use the term food baby, but if you look like you're 6 months pregnant at the end of the day, that is not normal. If it's consistently an issue, you need to have that evaluated. And so we're going to dial in a little bit on things that I will use that can be helpful for this, benign things that you can use. There's a product called Gastrozyme. It's by Biotics. This actually has things like chlorophyll in it. That can be very beneficial if you have benign bloating related to a particular food that you've eaten. If you know that dairy bloats your stomach, and if you had ice cream, this is something that you can safely use. But if you have bloating all the time, this is a Band-Aid. This is not something I would recommend. I also really like peppermint teas. There's tons of these on the market. Peppermint tea can be very, very soothing, as well as ginger teas. And this is Tea Pigs, which is one of my favorite tea brands that's out there. This one's actually caffeine free. You can find it in Whole Foods. But let's also talk about the fact that for many, many people, they need to look more closely at their guts and look at the gut microbiome, see exactly what's going on, see what is driving this issue. And so doing stool studies is hugely beneficial. And the best one on the market is the GI map. It is not inexpensive. It's $365. But it is the best DNA-based technology that is available to us as providers. And so I strongly encourage you that if you're working with someone that you asked for this test specifically, it probably took me about 6 months to feel proficient with it. But now that I use it exclusively with my clients, I feel incredibly empowered that we can get them the answers that they're looking for. And it's actually a test that I will be offering to my Hormone Reset women. I have one spot left in this group, but I want to encourage you that if you have bloating that is persistent, It is irrespective of what kind of foods that you're eating, that you get that evaluated so that you can get yourself some answers. If it's as simple as eliminating sugarless gum or eliminating, Lily's chocolate, I hate to keep bringing this up, but I have a dear friend who loves eating this, and I can eat one piece and my stomach will blow up. It's something I just can't enjoy. But anyway, let me know what you're interested in learning more about. Again, bloating is not normal. It is a sign that you have an intolerance to something that you are either consuming, or you've got a significant gut microbiome instability that needs to be evaluated and addressed. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.